This was a norm during the height of the apartheid regime, black people living in fear. After apartheid was formally introduced in 1948, it became clear that black people would face hardship in their own land. But women took a stand against the brutal apartheid system. Watinta Bafazi wa Tintimbokodo, you strike a woman, you strike a rock. This was a rallying call of raising women against the apartheid government's oppressive past laws. And one of the forces behind the march and the only remaining organizer of the historic march, Sophie De Bruyn says 70 years later, at least with a majority of women as public representatives in the democratic parliament, the struggle was not in vain.
I am extremely happy to say yes, women are in high places today. We have a majority of women in parliament. We have our women as captains of industry.
Chief Justice.
All of that. So many things that we, and I always say to young people, the world is your oyster. Just put out your hand and reach for the sky. But today you can go beyond the skies. You can become an astronaut. And so there are all these opportunities that have been made possible, especially for our women.
But with so many challenges still facing women today, from gender-based violence to discrimination in the workplace, she calls for resilience.
I encourage them to remain steadfast and not give up hope. And their bravery, they must understand that they can even face death. And the sacrifices that they will have to make to get this country for their children and their grandchildren a better place to live in. But the world has changed. The country has changed. And our people have changed. And we have to accept, especially my generation have to accept, things are not smooth sailing. And that we too have to adapt to the changes. And that we must continue encouraging and allow young women to find and make their own choices. Choices for the good of themselves, for themselves, and for their future in the country and for their future generations. We are alive, some of us, as an older generation, we see that the changes that we brought about is there, but it's not enough.
And in keeping with women's expectation of ridding the country of violence against women, President Ramaphosa says he has appointed a council to deal with stubbornly high violence against women.
This is a month also where we want to see women coming to the fore. We've appointed the Gender-Based Violence Council to lead the process of ensuring that we bring down and eliminate gender-based violence in our country. Now, I have great confidence in the ability of those women that we have appointed to address the issue of gender-based violence and to lead us as a nation to ensure that we address gender-based violence much more purposefully with great leadership that they will provide and that we will be able to bring down the high levels of gender-based violence. Now,
President Ramaphosa will address the main Women's Day celebration at the Union Buildings in Pretoria on Sunday, and the day will be celebrated under the theme, Empowered Women, Empower the Nation. It will be a tribute to the women of 1956 who fought for human rights, gender equality, and social justice. Nhlanhla Kgatlana, SABC News, Johannesburg.